Okay, so now I've come to the middle of my day, and don't laugh at my outfit, okay, guys? These are my smiley face pajamas. They're my favorites. And I know that I'm not matching, but that doesn't matter. I'm going to bed, so I'm going to answer the rest of your questions, and then I'm going to get some sleep because it's been a long day and I have practice tomorrow. So I think we left off at you guys asking me about the food. So it's a little different for me because I don't eat meat. I only eat fish and shrimp, like mostly just seafood and not, chicken, no beef or anything. And Turkey is actually really famous for its meat. They have something called a kebab. I don't know if you've seen it. It's like meat. It's like a stick with this thing of meat on it, and they like shave the meat off. You might see it sometimes in the mall or some places. And it's called a kebab, and they eat it a lot here. There's a few things that I really like. One thing is there's a soup called mercimek. It's a lentil, which is bean soup. And it sounds kind of weird. That sounds weird when I say it, but I promise it's really good. It's one of the most famous soups here. So I find a few things that are pretty good, but for the most part, I can't say it's my favorite place for food. But it's okay. I'm living. Is Turkey beautiful? I've seen a lot of beautiful things here in Turkey. It's a little bit, I don't know. I wouldn't call it like the most beautiful place that I played. But there are there are definitely some really pretty places and beautiful things about the country that I love, especially Istanbul. It is just amazing. But once you get outside of the city, it's kind of, I don't know. It's very brown. There's a lot of mountains and a lot of area that's doesn't have anything on it, any vegetation and stuff like that. But it's not so bad. It's beautiful. The cities are gorgeous. So let's see. What teams are your rivals both in the WNBA and overseas? Everybody's a rival when you play sports. It's not there's no one particular team that I can really say. I guess I'm going to say just because they're the top 1 and 2 teams, it will be Fenerbahce and Galatasaray. But for me, I think everybody's a rival. The WNBA, having moved from DC to Phoenix, I did experience it a little bit this year for the first time. Phoenix and Seattle has a very big rivalry. And LA, actually. That was a crazy game when we played LA. So it was my first time really experiencing that because on the East Coast, not so much. Maybe DC and New York, but there wasn't like an intense like rivalry the way it was when I was in Phoenix and I came out to the West Coast. So, okay, have you ever met anyone famous, and if so, who? Tell us about them. I guess I've met a lot of famous people, but I mean, let's see, give you a list of people. Let's see. Gosh, that's kind of put me on the spot. I guess I should have read these beforehand. I'll come back to that one. And the reason why I'm coming back to it is because I don't really think about, like, some people, I guess they would be considered famous, but, I might think of them as just normal people. So it's kind of hard to have to think about, like, what does famous mean? Because I don't want to get all philosophical on y'all because I know y'all are just kids. But to me, the world is very big. So, we look up to people and we say that they're famous when everybody's just people, and maybe to you this person might be famous, but to a kid in the middle of Africa, they have no idea who this person is, or someone in the middle of England, or someone in the middle of Turkey. They don't know who that person is walking down the street. And just like there's Turkish people that I've met that are famous in Turkey, but you guys will have no idea who they were. So it's all relative. Maybe Miss Robbins can explain that to you guys. Let's see. Have you ever seen any interesting animals overseas? I tend to stay away from wild animals. Yeah. If I have, I wouldn't remember it because I was running away. That's about it. Okay. Do you miss Miss Robbins? Oh, yes, of course. And if so, how much? About this much. I miss you. Okay. What's the craziest thing that you've seen overseas? Wow. You guys, I've seen a lot of crazy things in my day overseas. I would have to say, okay, the most recent crazy thing I saw. Okay, the women here, when they clean house, they really clean the house. Like, it's crazy. So they clean the windows, and it'll be like a really high building, and the woman of the house will be outside the window, like nothing holding her on the window, nothing. She'll just be like straddling the window and hanging out of the window cleaning. Like, I just saw that the other day. We were riding down the street and I was almost crashed. I was just like, what in the world? It's like the craziest thing. And they all do it. So I think that's probably the most recent crazy thing. My favorite place to go in Turkey. Let's see. My favorite place to go in Turkey is Istanbul, because whatever I'm feeling like when I go, it's there. There's so much, the food, there's a lot to see, there's water, there's hills, there's so many people, like a lot of different types of people. There's shopping, a lot to see. My favorite Turkish dish is something called katmer, and it's a flat bread. I would kind of associate it with like a pancake, but it's not really. It's like if you picked it apart, it would come apart in layers, like in round layers. It's really good. It's a bread, and I kill it. I love it. Have you ever been to New Jersey? And if so, do you know about the New Jersey Devils? I have been to Jersey. The Devils are hockey, right? I haven't been to a hockey game. I should have went when I was in DC, but I was always like very busy when I was there. But yes, I do. So I hope I answered all you guys' questions pretty good. I tried. So I'm gonna go to bed now because I have to get up in the morning. So hopefully I'll hear from you guys again soon. All right. Bye, Miss Robbins. It's so weird calling her Miss Robbins, but you know, I'm gonna be all formal and stuff. But all right, bye-bye. Thank you guys.